Saba's stories. Kingdom of Two Sisters. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, a king and his wife had two daughters. Their names were Dora and Nora. They had amazing powers. Nora had the power of growth and greenness of plants. But Dora had the power to dry and stone objects. The king always paid more attention to Nora because he thought she had good powers, but his other daughter Dora had demonic powers. She was always very sad because of these differences. But his wife always comforted him. Years passed. The princesses reached teenage years. The queen fell ill and passed away. From then on, Dora became more lonely and always saw that the king was paying more attention to her sister. This had made her jealous of her sister Nora. With the intensity of her jealousy, her power had become stronger and more destructive. A few years passed and the king became seriously ill. The king was always worried about which of his two daughters would become the king after him and what would happen to the people of his country. Therefore, he gave the crown to Nora and instructed her to take care of her sister and not allow her to oppress people with her power. A short time later, the king died. Dora was very upset that the royal crown had fallen to her sister and was always thinking of getting it. So one night when Nora was sleeping, she went to the crown and took it. As soon as she put on the crown, Dora felt her strength increase. She immediately created some stone giants to protect her. The stone giants marched into the palace and destroyed all of Nora's guards. Nora, who had just realized what happened, went to the main hall of the palace and saw her sister. As soon as Dora saw Nora, she laughed and said,
"You saw that the crown was finally placed on the head of its original owner."
Then she shot at her with her force. Nora threw herself to the other side and said,
"You should not do this. You have to overcome your inner strength and use it to help others. Do not allow your inner strength to dominate you."
Dora laughed and said,
"I know how to use my power. Now I have to give you and your fans a math lesson."
She then ordered the stone giants to capture Nora. Nora, who was unable to face them, ran outside the palace. Stone giants entered the city and turned everyone in their way to stone. Nora went to the house of three brothers, who also possessed magical powers. She asked them to help her. The three brothers disappeared Nora from there and sent her to the land of the fairies, so that Nora gets their help. At that moment, stone giants arrived at the house of the three brothers and turned them into stone. Nora entered the land of fairies. She was far away from the crown and her strength was very weak. She fell unconscious in the middle of the forest. Two kind fairies who were walking in the forest found her. They took Nora to their home and nursed her back to health. When Nora regained consciousness, she told them the whole story. They took Nora to the house of some other fairies. The wise fairy was a very wise old man who always solved their problems. The old man thought for a while and asked some of his friends to come there. They huddled together and circled Nora. Then with their forces they made a crown for her. This crown, which contained the power of the 7 fairies, was very powerful. Nora, who felt strong, thanked them and then made all their fields greener and more productive with her strength. The fairies thanked Nora very much. Nora made her way to the palace to stand against her sister and her stone army. On her way, Nora turned all the people who were petrified back to normal. When Nora arrived at the palace, Dora was surprised to see her. She laughed loudly and said,
How dare you go back to the palace again?
She then ordered her giants and soldiers to arrest Nora. But Nora waved them away. Dora herself came towards Nora and attacked her with her power. But Nora was able to easily stand up to Dora's power with the power of the crown given to her by the fairies. Then he went to Dora to remove that crown from her head and destroy the demon that had infiltrated her. Nora took the crown off her sister's head with difficulty. As soon as the crown was detached from Dora, she fell to the ground. Dora started crying and apologized to Nora. Nora, who had a very kind heart, forgave her and asked her to use her power to help people. Dora also promised not to use her power to harm others. From then on, Dora used her energy to build stone bridges or build houses. With the power she had gained, Nora brought peace back to the whole realm and all the fields and plants became more fruitful and productive. People were happy that greenery has returned to their land and everything is back to normal. From that day on, Nora and Dora both ruled their land with the help of each other and made their land progress and populate.